Hello, welcome to day one of my review for the giant Mouse Biblio. So first and foremost, this full disclosure, this is my second Biblio. The first Biblio I simply did not like. I ended up selling it because I feel that it did not live up to what a knife of this price should be. But Giant Mouse has went away. They did a bunch of quality improvements, tuning improvements, things of that nature, and I figured it's really worth giving a second shot because I really want to love this knife. So jumping right into it, I will be carrying this as my dedicated knife for 30 days. Every single task I do will be done with this knife. I will report back on failures in metallurgy, fit finish, wear downs, break-ins, any sort of issues will be reported. And I don't really have an issue calling out things that are bad when they happen. So what is Giant Mouse? Giant Mouse is a collaboration company between Jesper Voxnäs and Jen Zanzo. It is a avenue for them to release their collaboration pieces, and they do a fantastic job. They partner with other companies and they get them produced and they sell them out at a lot lower prices than you can get otherwise. So that's who they are. What do you get for your money? So this is the green micarta variant of the Biblio. There are several variants. So this is green micarta. There's also going to be a natural micarta, also known as peanut micarta. The other base model is going to be a black G10. All of those come with 3D sculpted handles. And there was a Blade HQ exclusive carbon fiber run as well. And the latest one that just came out was titanium. I think the main difference there is I don't believe it's 3D sculpted. I think it's just like a flat titanium slab, but I could be wrong as I don't have one. What else do you get for this? This is an M390 blade. The blade stock thickness is 0.12 inches or 3 millimeters. The blade length is 2.875 inches or 73 millimeters. The handle is going to be 4 inches or 101 millimeters, thereabout. And then the overall length when deployed is going to be 6.875 inches. In the closed orientation, we're going to compare this with a Spyderco Delica and a Victorinox. I think this is a Soldier. So that's the knife in a closed configuration. You can see that it's quite small, especially compared to a Delica, but it is quite a bit thicker than knives like the Delica. In the deployed configuration, and the Victorinox. So it is quite a compact knife. Nice knife, nice design. Feature rundown from tail to tip. So there is a lanyard hole which is running through a standoff, so it is fortified. You don't have to worry about the blade having any sort of over travel and cutting that. The blade can also not have over travel. There is a stop pin that works both ways and makes contact, so you don't have to worry about the blade having any contact there, but it is still encased in a tube and it's safe. The pocket clip is a wire deep carry pocket clip, deepish carry. It is reversible for both side carry. If you're familiar with Spyderco clips, this is quite a bit sturdier. It feels more like a North Arm Skaha. It's still very smooth on the draw and doesn't seem to wear my pockets. I had one previously for about a month. It doesn't wear your jeans. It has very good retention. The pocket clip is absolutely good to go. Moving back to front, the next thing is going to be the pivot. It is running on ball bearings, and they are very nice and smooth. And the last thing is the deployment of this knife. So this knife does have a flipper tab, and the Vox Anzo has this kind of weird oval, and they work quite nicely. And I'll go into that a little bit more at the end. It has a 3-finger grip, and for me, the 4th finger the micarta is very narrow here, but swells up quite a bit, so it is quite uncomfortable for a 4-finger grip on the handle. But if you advance to use the choil, it is quite comfortable for 3 fingers on the handle and 1 on the choil. For my hands, I have a medium hand, and I do find that I do get quite a bit of meat onto the cutting edge of the blade, so I just have to make sure that this forward finger pointer is just a little bit loose, and it's fine. The inside of the choil is nicely crowned, So there's no hot spots in that sense. So everything's nice and rounded, nice and smooth. And same thing with the top of the knife. Everything is nicely crowned. There is a forward jimping as well for your thumb if you're doing any sort of press cutting into boxes. It's just a nice point to index and know where your thumb is on the spine of the blade. So aesthetically, I love this knife. That's why I'm giving it a second chance. What was wrong with my initial knife? So the first production run of the Giant Mouse Biblio had a very firm detent, so much so that people were complaining that spider flicking was painful or not possible for them. I had a second production run where they went the other direction and the detent was too soft. My spider flicks on that knife were fantastic, but push button didn't work very well and light switching didn't work very well. This knife out of the box, after playing it with about an hour old out of the box, this knife is significantly better than all the tuning and lube could get that previous knife to work at. So I'm very optimistic and hopeful that this knife will be able to survive the full 30 days. So more on the deployment. If you're loading the flipper tab so that the ball bearing breaks, you can still get a failure to fire. And the same thing, if you're doing a light switch action and you're loading it up until it breaks, you'll get a failure to fire. If you're used to things like Conagarius and all those other kinds of knives, when it breaks, it fires like a rocket. This guy is a little bit soft still, but I am quite hopeful that with tuning, I can get this knife to work how I want it to work. So this is the start of my 30-day review, day 1, and the only other kind of quip I have right off the bat is that the blade is off center from the factory, a little bit biased towards the clip side. I think that is just a tuning issue. So I will be taking this down, giving it a lube, and running it. So thanks for your time. I appreciate it, and have a great day.